What's the best video game of all time?
What is the greatest game of all time?
What do you think is the best video game of all time?
What is the best video game of all time?
What's the greatest video game of all time?
Greatest video game of all time.
I hate this question. Let me explain. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 ever since its release back in 2013.
Damn!
I'm sorry.
Ever since then, I've been loving this game, but I wouldn't really say this was my favorite game of all time, even though I may have sunk over 400 hours into this game.
Damn!
It's the same thing with the original Dead Rising. I definitely spent over 100 hours playing this game, yet I'm not always in the mood to play that game. I could be in the mood to play a shooter, or an action adventure, or maybe just an action game, or maybe a simulator game, maybe a fighting game, maybe something that's very heavily story driven. The point that I'm trying to make is choosing my favorite video game is not really as easy as, oh, it's just this game. I'm always going to be in the mood for something, but it's never really set in stone what I'm in the mood for. And I think that's what's so great about gaming, is that there's not really one concrete game that can beat every single other game. Like the videos that I showed at the beginning of the video, a bunch of those people chose a bunch of different wide variety of games, such as Fortnite, Halo, Final Fantasy, some mobile ports that I've never even heard of.
Best video game of all time?
Dokkan Battle for the smartphone.
For the smartphone? Yeah. Why?
And mobile games is a whole nother section of gaming that most people don't even think about putting in their top 10, and yet this guy was brave enough to do so. Good on you, buddy.
Why?
Hi, this is Post-Edit KO here. This toucan battle thing really bothered me, so I tried to do a little bit of research, and I couldn't find a single mention of toucan battle for mobile. More than likely, these guys thought he said toucan battle, because his accent's a little bit weird, but more than likely he said Dokkan Battle, which is a Dragon Ball mobile port, which makes more sense than toucan battle. Anyways, back to the video. And hell, even like mid-tier games that I've played have been some of the best experience ever that has me coming back and playing those games over and over. And one of those games is Evil West.
Are you having some sort of female moment?
I mostly love this game for the fact that it has so much of this 360 era charm to it.
You have no idea where to even look.
Not necessarily.
Believe me when I say that was a natural transition into a loading screen.
Oh, 4-star, best in the city.
And the fact that its combat is just so fucking awesome. Metal Gear Rising is one of the other mid-tier games that I love, mostly because of its corny dialogue.
The memes. Not complaining. They're like walking vending machines.
Right. Vending machines full of blood.
I have a dream.
What?
Combine that with its high-octane action, you got yourself a really solid action game with some very funny moments. But the thing is, I haven't touched this game in years, probably since 2016.
What?
And that for me makes it even harder to choose one of my favorite games of all time, because I can play a game for a very little amount of time and say it's one of the best, and then I can play another game for hours on end, yet still not consider it part of my top 10. Hell, there can even be a game that has very heavy-handed philosophies in it, but I'll probably choose the game where I just hit left and right the entire time over that game. Or how I'll play like a drug simulator game where I get to create my own drugs and sell it to people, or buy my own card shop and sell cards to people over the top games of this year. And because of that, I can't answer this question. Sometimes I do wish that I was some of those people that just instantly said this is my favorite game, because I do wish that I did have one particular game that I'd played a lot. My time in Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Wilds was just amazing, and playing that game from beginning to end was just a whole nother experience that I wish I could play through again and get that same experience. The same thing with Oblivion. When I played it for the first time, I was just in awe, but I know that I'll never get that same experience back if I were to play through it again. At that point, it's just pretty much nostalgia. It isn't the same as first booting up that game and playing through it. Maybe if someone comes up to me and asks me that question, maybe I'll give them the answer of what game I'm playing right now that's really good, but eventually that game's always going to change, because there's always going to be something new, there's always going to be something exciting, and that's what's so great about gaming. There's so many different stories to tell, so many different experiences that one game cannot be my favorite. And that's just something I have to accept. But let me know what your guys' favorite game is down in the comment section down below. And that's all I have for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.